Back spot between Wilson and Ficklin. Ficklin, the true freshman out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. Bird operates out of the gun. First down handoff. Green across the 40 and out to about the 43-yard line for an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, Ficklin, I think, is a guy who's probably made the biggest move in this spring. And he's still supposed to be in high school, but he's electric running the football. And he might be the best passer of all three of these guys. He can really sling it. He throws it accurately and throws it with some velocity.
Coaches like to say he's got a live arm out there, and he does. Second down and 2 from the 43. It's been a defensive show so far. Hand off to Green again, and he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him forward progress to about the 44-yard line for a gain of 1, but again, that defense stout up front.
Yeah, and that was a big emphasis with Morgan Scally. It's about gap integrity. This defensive tackle position is one that Utah feels it needs to get maybe a little bit more depth, develop some depth. But Coach Scally really likes his defensive line.
Ficklin out of the gun, and Green next to him on 3rd and 1. Jumbo set up front with 2 tight ends. They give it to Green. Did he get there? He did not. He'll be about a half a yard shy. It'll bring up 4th down.
This is something that Jason Beck's been really good at is that 3rd down short, 4th down conversion, and they really get a lot of heavy bodies in there. And Utah, the defense is really holding up nicely here against the offense, not giving them a yard.
Credit freshman safety Colin Hague for being in on that. That'll bring up 4th down at about half a yard. Green stays in. Ficklin out of the gun, strength to the right-hand side. They hand again. Green running hard. He gets there. Second effort will get him the 1st down. He didn't have it initially, Scott, but that second effort, that spin at the end, got him the half yard he needed at the 1st down.
Yeah, that's all an effort thing, but that defense is not giving up anything. I mean, you got to earn every single yard. Kafusi's another guy who they really like. He's supposed to be in high school, and they really feel like he's going to be a big star. He's in the game right now. But that defense is being very stingy.
So they'll give him the 1st down, first and 10 for the 45-yard line. Ficklin out of the shotgun. He'll backpedal to pass. Lots of time. He'll take a shot down the field. Coverage is there, and it's nearly intercepted again. Defensive back got a hand on it as they were trying to squeeze that ball into Stevenson up that far sideline. There's a look at Jason Beck. He's calling offense today from upstairs, just down the hall from where we are. We'll talk to him a little bit later on in the broadcast.
Yeah, and Jason's really looking for guys that can catch the football. And right now, this defense is being really stingy. I mean, they are playing great technique, really tough man coverage.
4 wide out look here for Utah on 2nd down and 10. Flanker screen thrown to the flat. That's going to be complete across the 50 and down past the 45. And finally taken down at about the 43. Mano Carvalho. 3-star from Hawaii does it. Here's some of the Utah wide receivers who have transferred into the program. Otto Tia from Utah State. Justin Stevenson from up in Wyoming.
Yeah, it should really tell you something about the wide receivers. I mean, you got guys from Mississippi State. You got them from Wyoming. You got from a lot of places just trying to figure out who can catch the ball, who can be one of those playmakers. It's so important to this offense, and a lot of guys are trying out right now.
Ficklin buying time. Now he'll use his legs. Oh, they're going to actually tap him down.
Oh, boy.
And that's going to be a sack all the way back near the 50-yard line. Who got in there to get him? John Frank Jr. got him. Son of the great John Frank, who played here in the late 80s and early 90s, tapped him down just shy of midfield. So that's going to be a big loss.
I mean, those defensive linemen are pretty good, but still, I don't think he's going to get him in a real game. But that's a 2-point
that's a sack
score there for the defense. Defense is killing the offense right now.
Not making Scott Mitchell or Jason Beck happy right now. Handoff is going to go again to Green. He'll pick up just a couple of yards to the 49, but it's 16-0 now as we come inside of a minute to play here in the 1st quarter.
One of the things I think people need to be or realize is that first offensive line, which is really good. I mean, it's got some of the top players in the conference. Those 2 tackles, Lamu and Fano, are really, really good and really seasoned, and those guys not being in, it's going to be a little challenging.
End of the 1st quarter here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Defense dominating early.
A lot different than my first one, my rookie year. Louisiana and Arizona couldn't be 2 more different places, obviously, right. But I think just having that first experience kind of prepared our team, so we went in with a whole different mindset this year, and I don't know, we didn't blitz all game, and we still got that amount of pressure, and we knew that the whole time going in. So pretty fun team to be a part of, you know.
I would imagine. What's next year look like? Where are you next year?
Yeah, so I'm a free agent at the moment. I have a couple
There's left, one to the right, the tight end in the left slot here on 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Wilson, lots of time, dumps it over the middle. Nice catch over the middle right there. Oh, that was Rayshon Glover returning from last year. Good look from behind.
Yeah, it's a great catch, but it's really a really good throw. Smart throw by Isaac, and putting it in a spot where the wide receiver can catch it. Again, that's the thing Jason Beck wants to see. Who's going to catch the ball for me? Who's going to make the plays? Who's going to make the throws? That's the guys that are going to get in the games.
Britton, Coach Kyle Whittingham talked a lot about they made the change. You played for Andy Ludwig, and they made that change mid-season last year. But one of the things Kyle talked a lot about in the offseason was because of the changing landscape of college football, you don't have 3 or 4 or 5 or, in your case, 18 years to develop guys. So you need to have a little bit more of an open and plug-and-play offense, and I think that's what Jason has here. What do you make of this offense, and do you agree with that philosophy?
Yeah, I mean, the landscape is completely different than when I was there. I think the ability to comprehend a playbook is going to be important for these quarterbacks. Obviously, I mean, can't tell you how many different coordinators I had in my years, right? But learning a new system is really what makes or break, like you said, that second-string quarterback, that second-string receiver, things like that.
Yeah, nice little running play there. The son of Sharif Shaw, Omar Shaw, got the carry.
Hey.
He did. They're reaching into the back here. And running back is a position that, Utah's really trying to figure out. You've got Wayshawn Parker. He's definitely number 1. You need a lot of guys. You got to keep guys fresh and healthy through the year. So who's 2, who's 3? It even could be a situation where you go into the portal and find another guy.
Yeah, it does look like they're subbing quite a bit out there. I haven't been to a practice yet. I haven't seen much, but that's interesting.
Catch on the outside there by Kamoku. Just across the 50-yard line and out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. So, yeah, they are rotating. And that's the thing that Jason Beck told us this week when we were talking to him. He said, I know who my number 1 wide receiver is. I know who my number 1 running back is. It's Wayshawn Parker and it's Zach Williams. I've got to find who the rotation and the hierarchy is behind those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is what is really the key thing in this spring game. I mean, Coach Whittingham mentioned it. Just where is the youth? How does our youth respond? How do they respond in game situations? And are they guys that we can put in that circle of trust?
Wilson scrambling out to the outside. He's going to let one go. There's a flag that flies.
Oh.
Incomplete goes the pass. We'll see what the flag is. Now another flag comes in from behind. They were trying to squeeze that up the near sideline. Elijah Davis had the coverage.
Usually when you have 3 flags and a guy throwing his hat because he already threw his – that means they're pretty obvious. It's pretty clear what they have. I think this is going to be pass interference. And that's what you get sometimes when you play that man coverage. You make the officials call it.
I think you nailed it on the head about the the trust factor of kind of the rotational players, because – a lot of times these rotational players are coming in to spots where you're not the first read, you're not the second
player
read.
Downfield, number 77.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Holding, defense, number 4. Pass interference, defense, number 9. Those penalties all offset. Replay, 3rd down.
See, I've never understood that. If there's 2 penalties against the defense and just 1 against the offense, you probably ought to have that. He should go in favor of the offense. There's Elijah Davis. He got dinged up just a little bit on that play. He's going to walk to the bench, and they'll take a look at him over at the training table.
Yeah, he's in enemy territory. He's a red guy on the white sideline. I don't know if they can have that, but you certainly hope this is a minimal thing. I mean, that's the biggest thing you always want to get out of the spring is to stay healthy.
3rd down and about 3 here for the White offense. They're going to hand that ball off straight ahead, and that's running room straight ahead. 1st down yardage to the 41-yard line.
I know
nice
that's
carry on the play by the Kerry Rogers.
That's a staple of Coach Beck, is on those short yardage situations, spreading everything out and making the defense declare a light box or a heavy box, and so I think we'll see a lot of that this year. That only works in college, I'll tell you. But
different athletes in the pros.
Yeah.
That's for sure. It's like everyone's really good.
They're all Devin Lloyd, basically.
Right. And the other interesting part about that is the RPO is such a big part of this offense, so you spread them out and you talk about that light box or the heavy box, and then you pull it out and then you throw the ball, because that lineman down the field that was one of those RPOs that just took a little too long to develop.
Tried to throw that tunnel screen again, and that time Carvalho didn't have quite the same success he had on the long one just before that. It'll be second down at about 12. Wilson out of the shotgun. He'll backpedal to pass. Lots of time, pocket collapsing, and he's going to be sacked back at about the 50-yard line. That's 2 more points, and it's 22-7 right now in favor of the defense. Here's a look at it.
You got Zach's in the pocket, and he's committed to that side. You got man coverage. You can't quite see it yet.
First down, handoff. Nope, that's a play action over the middle and caught. That's Caldarella. And he had a defender draped all over him, and Luka makes that catch out to the 49-yard line. There's 2 flags on the play. I think this is going to go on the defense.
Yeah, and they threw it quick enough that it's probably not going to be an offensive lineman downfield here, because you never know with this offense. I mean, that looked like it was a run, and all of a sudden they're throwing it down the field.
We'll wait on the call from the referee. There's 2 flags right there at about the 49-yard line where Luka came up with that catch.
Yeah, and speaking of Luka, he's made some tough, nice catches today here. He's a bigger wide receiver, and he's that guy.
Pass interference, defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
And speaking of Zach, that was an accurate throw. I mean, that was a tough, accurate throw, and something that you want to see from him.
First down, handoff. Green breaks it outside. Devin Green 45-40, 35-30, and cut down at about the 27-yard line. They'll give him the 25. Devin Green with a nice run of 26 yards, and you saw that speed when he got around the edge.
Yeah, and this is a counter play. And one of the things that Coach Beck really liked about this offense is that he has linemen that can pull around the edge. And when you have that athleticism and you can do plays like this, and that play's supposed to go inside, but they did a nice job of reading the defense and bouncing it out. Good
tackle by the freshman Colin Hague in the open field. First and 10 from the 25. Here's Wilson. He's going to have a quarterback keeper out on the right edge. Now flip it into the flat. It's caught and out of bounds at about the 15-yard line goes Rayshon Glover. Rayshon Glover's had a couple of nice grabs here today.
And again, this RPO here. Love this whole design here, and looks like Zach's going to run it. Has the awareness and the option. That's all part of the offense here. That's that RPO that's so hard to defend. Great awareness there by Zach.
9-yard gain on first down to the defense's 16-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Isaac Wilson again. He's going to backpedal the pass, 2-step drop, fires out toward the end zone. It's up, and it is broken up, incomplete. Excellent coverage on the outside. The aforementioned Colin Hague made the tackle a minute ago, and good in coverage right there.
Yeah, really good in coverage here. Again, this press man coverage. Isaac's he's just short on the ball. You just got to get it out, get it to that boundary, get it to that pylon there, because Nate Johnson was open.
Yep, we've seen Nate utilized as a wide receiver primarily today. We've not seen any reps at quarterback. 3rd down and 1 here for the offense from the defense's 16-yard line. Handoff straight ahead, first down yardage inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line, make it the 12-yard line, I should say. Goes Devin Green.
Yeah, you really see this offensive line really surging forward here in this second half, doing a much better job of blocking, a little bit more aggressive.
From the 12-yard line, Isaac Wilson in the offense. Again, Isaac to the outside, going to use his feet this time. He's got the 10, cuts to the inside 5, and touchdown right there. They'll say at the 7-yard line for a gain of about 5 yards.
You really like to see this. It's just decisive. These decisions to hold it, to hand it off, to throw it, just all the different options you have in this RPO game really makes you feel confident that you're gonna get a productive play and move the ball forward.
With the running clock, some tempo here from the offense on 2nd down and 5 for the defense's 7-yard line. Wilson rolls to the right, pumps once, in the flat, has a man open, and to the goal line he goes. Touchdown. Defense got a stop on Devin Dampier and the offense. Now Bert Ficklin's out there, and he hands the ball off, and that's Daniel Bray across the 50 and knocked down at about the 48-yard line. Tell you what, they like this young kid, Bray. He's only a freshman, but he's got a little zip to him, doesn't he?
Well, and you can see there that he's a guy that likes to get on the edge, and they wanted him to kind of run up. This play caused him to cut up inside, and he's willing to do it. That's courage right there. He's a diminutive little fella, and he gets hit and knocked around there a little bit, but I like the toughness.
High-level Texas football player, won the 6A state championship last year, did Daniel Bray. Here's Bert Ficklin trying to work it down the field, and he does, and then the ball is dropped. Oh, man, there's another one of those drops that you heard him talking about. That time that drop was by Landon King.
Yeah, and what was nice about that play, of course, was Ficklin making a wise decision. But Bray there looks like he's getting rid of his lunch on the sideline. You can see he's a little nervous. Like he's still trying to get a feel for this live rep here. But he's a kid that's gonna be in the mix here, either this year or down the road.
Your number one running back is Wayshawn Parker, not playing today. Freshman of the year in the Pac-12 Conference on the offensive side of things from Washington State. Then Rogers after him. There's a throw to the outside, nicely completed by Ficklin as he gets it outside to Whittemore. And Whittemore has quietly had about 4 catches here today, the transfer from Mississippi State.
I've liked a lot of what I've seen out of Whittemore. He's a kid who's just got great feet and really seems to be in the right place. And he does catch the football. Excellent location there by Ficklin as well.
3rd down and 4 for the offense. The defensive side of midfield. They hand it off to Green. Devin Green to the 40. Devin Green to the 39. They'll be stacked up about a yard shy of first down yardage. It'll bring 4th down and 1 for the offense.
You know, you get a guy like Whittemore who's he's a slot guy, right? And he's and if you find the right location and put these players in a spot where they're really going to shine, he's kind of that possession. I don't want to say possession, but he's, he kind of saw that shorter intermediate route where he can really shine. He's a guy that would fit well there.
Big 4th down here for Bird Ficklin in the offense. They give it to Green, and he's, wow, they're going to say stacked up short. They mark him at the 39-yard line. I thought for a moment he got to the 38, but the referee on the far sideline came running in, and the offense has been stopped again by the defense.
Do we have booth reviews in this game? Are we allowed to have booth reviews? Because it did. It looked like he got plenty of, but they got great penetration there to really stop that drive, and they did a nice job of tackling the running back. I can't really see who that was who actually made the tackle, but
might have been Hague again. Yeah. Colin Hague's been really active in this game.
Yeah, he's been an excellent player here for a team. That's what you want to see, that aggressive downhill play. And so often the guy gets hit high and he just runs and gets that extra yardage, but